Happy National Match Your Painting Day, ladies and gentlemen. It's also new toy time. This is the Fulltone 70BC Fuzz Pedal. It's not actually mine. It's my buddy Brian in Canada's. You know him as White Rhino. They wouldn't ship it to him there, so he had it sent to me, and I might send it along to him. But he thought doing Cherub Rock would be the perfect song to demo this pedal, and other people wanted to do Cherub Rock as well, by the names of the Nissan half of the Pat Squad, Matthew Kennedy, Kylie Hayes, Oh Please, Dave in Delaware, Ashley Baker, Dallas, and Alistair Murdoch. Before we get started, let's perfect this little move here. We want to be able to play an E octave chord, that's A string 7th fret, G string 9th fret, but we want to be able to strum away at the strings and yet only hear those two strings, the A and the G string. So for me, I'm nudging up on the big E string with my pointer finger, so that's muted. And also my pointer finger is touching but not pressing on all the rest of the strings, so that again, I can just strum away. And all you hear are the A and the G strings. The other little move that we need to get is we want to be able to play the open E string without being too careful again and not hear any of the other strings. So here, I'm just relieving all pressure with my pointer and pinky finger and hence touching but not pressing on all the rest of the strings. So I can go or. So just practice that back and forth regular before we move on to the intro to Cherub Rock. Because here's what we got to do. We're going to call this bomb, and this either short or long. Write this down, just like this. Bomb, short, short, bomb, short, short, bomb, long. Short, short, bomb, short, 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 bomb. And notice it starts and ends with a bomb, so when you do it over and over again, you're going to feel like you're doing two bombs in a row. But in reality, one is the one at the end and one is the one at the beginning. But you do them in a row. I said do when you do it over and over again. Of course, that happens for a while. And then they turn on their fuzz pedal. And then Billy goes on to harmonize with that E note with a G sharp octave chord. That's A11, G13. And then up to 14 and 16, a B octave chord. Before we get into the riff. This is the song of octave chords. We're going to start with your octave chord shape on the A string 9th fret and the G string 11th fret, and we're going to slide from the 9th fret down to the 7th fret, then from the 11th fret to the 12th fret, and land on 11 before we do our 9 to 7 slide again. Twice. But the thing is, everywhere where you wouldn't be humming along to that, you want to throw your open E string in there. So, check out this fancy chord. We're going to start with our F sharp octave chord on the 9th fret of the A string, and to that we are going to add the E string 10th fret, and that changes magically this thing from an F sharp octave chord to a D chord with two F sharps in it, and James plays that D chord and moves it down to the 5th, 4th, and 6th frets for an A chord of a similar nature, while Billy plays a different A chord. It's going to be B10, G9, and D11 with the open A string. And that's a totally common thing in Smashing Pumpkins songs and good practice in general to have one dude playing a chord a particular way, and another dude playing the same chord in a different way. So or so it goes for intro land, but once we get to verse land, the is going to be replaced with, which is strum your 9th fret octave chord, strum it again, and slide up to 11. So, again, and then land on 9, which is perfect because we're going into the D chord. All you have to do is put your middle finger down, play whichever A chord you decided upon, and then land on 11 before you repeat. Going into the chorus, you're going to play your D chord. And I would recommend this A chord here because we're just going to play regular C next, followed by regular G, and then all of the chords are regular D, A, C, G, and so it goes until the last time, until you play D, A, and then hang on C before you go back into the intro. Going into the bridge, you're going to be coming out of your chorus, so D, A, hang on C, but then play a quick G, E, D, A, C, G, E, D, A, C, G, and then you go back into your intro after a whole bunch of times of that. You can play the power chords if you want. I don't see any reason not to play the open chords, but maybe power chords would be the right intensity for you. Doesn't matter, makes no difference. For this intro, and of course I mean the bomb part, Billy is going to make his way higher up the scale for his harmonies. He's going to start on E just like regular on the 7th fret, to G sharp on the 11th fret just like normal, 14th fret for B, and then we're going to split the last segment into 17th fret D and 19th fret E before we go into the solo. For the rhythm section, for the solo, I like the straightforward and very full nature of just power chords. So I'm going to play power chords. You play these chords however you want, but we've already gone over several options. D as a power chord is the 5th fret of the A string, and A is the 5th fret of the E string. So, D, A, and you go to your E on the 7th fret of the A string. And I heard him mess with some octaves there. You can slide up 2 frets. You can slide down 2 frets. I heard both. D, A, D, A. The opposite. And then you'll settle into your D, A, C, G thing. And then at the very, very end, while one guitar is doing the, you hear probably Billy again going with his octave chords. This time he's starting on G sharp, the 11th fret, and going 11, strumming twice as fast, 12, 14, 17, D, E. And that's how you end the song, Cherub Rock. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see if I can finish the outro before this stops ringing out. I hope that was fun and helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.